What's going on, guys? This is Astrum Sensei and welcome back to Let's Create an Action Role-Playing Game using Unreal Engine 4. So in the previous episode we improved our AI by moving it to the behavior tree, and we basically set up the whole behavior tree thing. And in today's video we're gonna make our NPC or AI see the player and go after them, like follow them. So yeah, it's pretty exciting. But before we do that, I'm actually gonna fix one little thing with my setup, like behavior tree setup, and I'm gonna show you how to do it. And I really would advise you to do it with me because it would improve the way things are organized. So yeah. But before we get started, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button because that would really help me, and join my Discord server, which is in the description below. So yeah, let's get started. Now the first thing I want to do is I want to go into the behavior tree, and I'm actually going to delete my service and move the move to node over here. Well, I don't know if they're called nodes over here. What do we call them? Tasks or whatever. And I'm actually going to I'm staying in the behavior tree. I'm going to add a new node. No, before that I'm going to create a new task, which is something very similar to the service, but you'll explain it right now. So basically we're gonna go into our service, and yeah, those four, I'm gonna copy them and I'm going to paste them here, and I'm gonna create the variable which is bb key. Yeah, and I'm gonna make it a blackboard key selector, same as the previous time, and I'll just replace it over here. And in the task event graph, you need to add the event receive activation AI first. It cannot be copied, so we have to make it all over again. I'm just gonna type activation, no, what was it called? Execute, yeah, event receive execute AI, and I'll just connect it to here. And the control pawn is get actor location, and in the end, after the set blackboard value as vector, we need to add a finish execute, which you have to also add in the tasks. So after that, I'm gonna go back to my service, I'm gonna close it, I'm also gonna close my task, and I'm going to delete my service. We don't need it anymore. And after that, we're actually going to rename the task to get random location. Oh my god, I think my keyboard sounds way too loud in this video because I had to place my mic on the desk because my microphone stand couldn't fit on this desk. So I don't know, I'm trying to find a way to make it fit, but yeah, I don't know how to record videos without the keyboard making too much noise. Maybe I can place it on my lap or something. So yeah, inside the behavior tree again, what I want to do is after the sequence, before they move to, we actually want to add our task. So the task we made is now added here with tasks, which is something great. So get random location, as you can see, it's much more organized and beautiful looking. So yeah, and what we want to do is so right now this is number 1, and this is number 2, and this is number 3, and it's much cleaner than using services. And whenever you want, you can just drag out of here and use it, get random location. So yeah, also after the root, I'm actually gonna add a selector and connect it to the sequence. And this sequence, I'm actually gonna rename it to go to random location What's wrong? Oh my god, this is so uncomfortable. The thing is, I ordered a new desk, but it still hasn't arrived. There's something wrong with the shipment, so I don't know how to get over it, but I guess this will do for now. As long as I can keep making videos, it's okay. There's one thing we forgot to do out here, and that is make the BB key editable. So you just do it by pressing this I or by ticking this one, instance editable. So do that and compile and get back to your behavior tree. And now we're done with the cleaning part. I think I wanted to rename this to find random location instead of get random location. And here we go. Right now it's much cleaner, and I think it works better than before. So as you can see, it's working. So right now what we want to do is we want to make the NPC look at the player, like follow the player, see the player and follow the player. So yeah, let's do that right now. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna go to our behavior tree and we're gonna create a new sequence for what happens after like other than this one. We're gonna create a new sequence, and I'm gonna rename it to follow player. And over here in follow player, we want to do something similar to this find random location, but we want it to find the player's location. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a brand new task. So hit new task and make it based on BT task blueprint base. Over here now, what we could have done is we could have duplicated this one and changed a few details, but I just want to repeat it because I want you guys to, like, even me, I want to keep it stuck in my brain, so I tried to repeat it as much as possible. But we could have just saved time by duplicating it. So we start by adding event receive execute AI and finish execute. You always have to have those at the new tasks. So yeah, I think there's someone outside, I don't know, so yeah, whatever. And over here we get player character and actor, and we get actor location from it. So last time one moment, okay, so over here we want to type get random reachable point in radius, and the radius this time will be something smaller, so maybe 100. And the previous time we used the origin as the controlled spawn, but this time we're using it as the actor location. So I think that's the difference. This time it's gonna get it's gonna get a location close to the player's location, instead of getting a location from his point, the character's point. So yeah, we're also going to create the same variable, which is bb key, and we're going to make it a bb key, no, not bb, blackboard key selector, and it's also editable. Now what you want to do is you want to bring it here, get. Okay, I messed up something. I didn't want to get a random reachable point in radius. I wanted to get a random navigable point in radius, which is almost the same, I think. But still, I used this one for the other project, so I'm gonna use it also here. And over here, you want to set blackboard value as vector, and the key is this one, and connect this to the event execute AI, and this one to the finish execute, and success is ticked. That way it's almost the same as the first time we did it. So actually even the service is very similar, so yeah. And over here, as you can see, it's now added to the tasks. You can use it whenever you want. Where is it? Okay, we forgot to rename it over here, so I'm gonna call it find player location. And in my behavior trees, I'm gonna use it with the tasks, like as a task. So find player location, here it is. And after it, what I'm gonna add is a move to task. So after we find the player location, we're going to move to that location. And as you can see, it's very simple so far. So guys, now after we've added the follow player task and the move to task, what we need to do is we need to let the behavior tree or the AI know when to find the player location and when to get a random location. And we do that by using a blackboard key, which is going to be a boolean. So create a new boolean and call it can see player. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go back to our behavior tree, and we're going to add a decorator, which is, one moment, okay, which is a blackboard, I think. And change the blackboard key to can see player. And what this does is, so is set means true and is not set means false. So we want this to play out if the AI cannot see the player. So make it is not set and change the blackboard key to can see player instead of target location. So yeah. And we also want to do this something similar to our follow player, but we want it to be is set, so that way this plays out if the player is seen by the AI. So we can rename this. I'm gonna rename it to can see player, and I'm gonna rename this one to cannot see player. So I think it's now easier to read this after all the renaming, and yeah, it wouldn't have been the same if we've not renamed it. That way you can just easily read things as they are. So yeah, now what we want to do is we want to let the AI controller know what is the player. So we're gonna go to our AI NPC, which is the AI controller, and I'm gonna add a component called a perception, AI perception, and I'm not gonna rename it. I'm gonna add to the census config a site, AI site config, and inside of here the dominant sense is site. One moment. Okay, no. Oh, it's over here. Okay, so there's no dominant sense. You break these down and tick all of these. Detection by affiliation. These are we're going to enable them just for testing, and we'll readjust them later when we're actually, finishing things. So right now the AI can see and it's going to look for something, but we still didn't give it something to look for. So right now we're going to go to the BP base and make it look for another BP base. So over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a stimuli source, perception stimuli source, which is going to be what the perception will be looking for. So you add a plus here, you register a source for senses, and you add the AI sense site. That way the perception will see this stimuli source and we'll go after it. But first we actually need to go back to our AI controller and program it. So let's go and do that. Now I'm actually gonna use my other project as a reference because I actually don't remember everything I should do. So yeah, here we go. This is inside my other project's AI controller, and over here this is what we want to do. So the first thing we want to do is we're actually gonna, with the AI perception selected, you want to right click and add event for AI perception, event dispatchers, and add on target perception updated. So what we're doing right now is we're telling it what to look for instead of just walking around randomly. Over here we want to add break AI stimulus from the stimulus, what is it called, pen or whatever. And over here actually you can tell it how long to sense things and how strong and stuff. So we're gonna do that later, not in this video. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna cast to BP base. So this way it looks for something in BP base, and you want to set value as, actually before that we want to get blackboard and set value as boolean, connected to this one, and the bool value will be successfully sensed over here. And the key name, we want to get the literal name of the boolean. So I'm gonna type the make literal name thing, and we named it can see player. So you have to make sure to type it very correctly, or else it won't work. So as you can see, now I'm gonna compile and explain what the hell I did. So yeah, let's do that. Actually, let's try it out first because we're not even sure it worked. As you can see, it's chasing us now. Oh, this is outside the nav mesh bounds. So actually I figured out which button to press when we want to see our nav mesh bounds, and it's the P button. As you can see, it's all now green and beautiful. So yeah, this is as far as, like, this is where the enemy can go, or character or whatever. So as you can see, it's searching for, it's doing the first sequence first because it doesn't see us, and when we get in its sight, it's going to see us. As you can see, she now sees us. So it's pretty stupid so far, and we're gonna improve that. Let me check how long this video is, and but yeah, it works so far. And when we get out of its sight, it goes back to, you know, getting a random location and waiting at it. But yeah, when it can't see us, it follows us. If it works in the AI NPC where we can see what happens, no, it doesn't. Okay. Oh yeah, it does. So here we go. It sees the player, the AI perception sees the player, and it gets from the player a value, which is the location, and it makes it the boolean, which is the blackboard key. And this is what this part does. The stimulus we added to the player character, which is the BP base, it only tells the perception where to go or what to sense. So yeah, and what we did in the blackboard is very self-explanatory. We did the find player location, which tells the blackboard what the player location is, and we added a move to, which makes her move to the player location, and the decorators we added tell the selectors whether the AI can see the player or not. Now, I really didn't explain it the first time I learned it. I didn't understand it the first time I learned it, so I really recommend, you know, doing it several times, I guess. Once you start doing things, you just kind of understand them. So yeah, I really hope I explained it well or enough. I'm not sure I did. You know what, guys, I'm actually gonna try and make it a bit smarter after all, because the video is not that long so far. So yeah, let's make it a little smarter and be done with this whole AI chasing thing. So yeah, so the first thing we want to do is we want to add a new task, and over here I'm gonna just rename it again, and I'm gonna call it chase player. Now this is gonna replace this move to task, so I'm just gonna delete it so far and edit the chase player task. So the first thing we want to do is execute event receive execute AI, and we want to finish execute. This is always important to add, so just do it and be done with it. Now we're actually going to add a variable, and we're going to call it blackboard key, and change the type to blackboard key selector. And as always, it's going to be editable. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add a simple move to location and just connect it to the finish execute. The controller will be the owner controller, and right now we're going to get the blackboard key and get blackboard value as vector, and this way we're just going to connect it to the goal. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use this task, which is chase player, save and try out our game to see how it goes. And as you can see, it's now following us and going after us the whole time. But the problem with it is it's always changing location, so that's why it's kinda, you know, weird. So we're gonna try and fix that right now. Always save all the time. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna go back to our behavior tree AI, and we're actually gonna add something similar to the decorator called a cooldown. So I'm gonna type cooldown over here. Why is my PC not typing? Oh my god, it's stuck. Okay, right now it's unstuck, so it added something by itself. I'm just gonna delete that, and yeah, add a decorator, a cooldown, and I'm gonna make the cooldown time 0.3. And there's also something I wanted here to change here, and that is the observer aborts both, and that makes the it just makes better balancing between everything. I'm not sure how to explain it, but yeah, like it's, you know, it aborts what it's doing here or here based on what's happening. So I guess it goes better with the AI perception thing. So yeah, let's save and try out our game. Hit play. And as always, something from my PC messed up our testing, so I'm just gonna click stop. Oh my gosh, this really sucks. Okay, I fixed it. So where's our AI thing? There she is. Come on, dude. And there we go. It sees us and it chases us, and it's much smoother right now. There is still something we can do, and that is go back to our BP base. Actually, I'm gonna change it to, I'm gonna create a new child blueprint class, and I'm gonna call it BP NPC. Now I would have called it BP enemy, but this is still not an enemy so far, so yeah. And over here in the character movement inherited, I'm gonna just simply change the, where is it? Here we go. Rotation rate to 250. And I'm gonna disable orient rotation to movement and use controller desired rotation. Yeah, I think it's this one. So right now she turns, you know, a bit slowly when we're turning and she's following us, and when we're out of her sight she goes back to, you know, walking around and getting and waiting, and when she sees us she follows us again. This is not an enemy so far, but I think it's a great start. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed following along with this video, and I really hope it helped you or taught you something which you haven't learned before. I know this is like this isn't rocket science. There are many tutorials on behavior trees on YouTube, but you know, it's very important to do it as part of this RPG series, because we need the enemy to be able to progress with our battle system and stuff. So yeah. Oh, I know why there aren't many improvements. We forgot to change this one with the BP NPC, and that's why, you know, I didn't feel there were many improvements when I changed the, you know, rotation movement thing. So let's check it out. Nah, it looks even worse. Oh my god. Okay, oh my god, and I was ending the video. Yeah, this one. I'm just gonna disable it and see how it works. Yeah, I think this is it. You know, you can add this AI controller to anything you want, like any character class, and it will behave the same way as this, so it's very useful. So yeah, as I was saying, I really hope this video helped you and it was fun, and make sure to hit the like button and subscribe, and see you in the next video. Take care, bye.